Hey, good evening, guys. How you doing? I'm good. Just watching. I was watching Charlie Kirk's vigil thing. They're having like a little get together for him. Bro, I don't know where Claudia is. Don't ask me that again, please. Hey, Monique. How you doing? Hey, Dan. How's it going, Dan? All good. It's time for this guy to go. I can't handle people like that. Some bullshit people around here. Fucking irritating. How's it going, Monique? All good? Oh, nice. Sounds good. I had a lobster tail and some sweet potato fries for my dinner tonight. You're fighting your sleep? That's not good. A lot of people have sleeping problems. Yeah, it was pretty good. The lobster was okay, but I can tell like it was like see, in order to preserve the lobster, they wrap it up in like this plastic stuff, and then it kind of like gives it like this weird type of taste. So I gotta make sure I don't buy that type anymore. So I was kind of annoyed, but it was all right. Yeah, I love sweet potato fries. I love 'em. See, my nephews and my sister don't really like sweet potato fries. So my sister and my nephew are in the UK right now in the air, probably still. Yeah, they're still in the air. They got another 2 more hours before they land. Yeah, I took them to the airport today. My sister's taking her son to college in the UK, and my youngest nephew, he's here with me. But he doesn't like sweet potato fries. But he went to a birthday party, like a birthday dinner. So and then I had my own dinner by myself. And tomorrow I'm going to my parents' house for lunch, and then my nephew says he wants to hang out with his friends and play golf. So yeah, fish and chips, mate. Some tea, crumpets. Yeah, so I said my goodbyes to him today at the airport. I took them to the airport. It's gonna be a whole new life for him now. I just still can't get over it. Out of six of my nephews, four have gone to college already. It's fucking crazy. One of them, one of them is my brother's oldest. He's been working full time since he graduated. He's got a good job. He works at this grocery store and he makes good money. But he says he doesn't want to do it for the rest of his life. He wants to get into computers. So he worked and so he saved some money so that way he can go back to school. So apparently he's applying to go back to, well, to go to Bermuda College. So I don't really say much to him. He's kind of like me and him, we don't see eye to eye too much because he's like he thinks he's a know-it-all, and he's an ignorant child. Takes after his dad, but if I say that to him, he gets mad. But teenage boys are pain in the asses. I was one too, and he was like me when I was that age, ignorant, oblivious to everything, pain in the ass. But I was a lot worse than he is. I was drinking and smoking weed and smoking cigarettes. He don't do none of that shit. He hates it. So I'm glad he hates it. Like, well, he wants to do both. He still wants to keep his job because he makes good money, right? So he wants to go to college part time, like maybe a couple hours every night or something like that, or maybe do an online course. I actually looked into getting my electrical certification for residential electrical because I didn't know that they had different ones. So if I just want to get certified for residential electrical, which is what I do, because I don't do commercial shit no more, because it's too much of a headache, and a lot of people don't want to pay the price for a commercial electrician, and doing commercial electrical, it's just too much of a burden for me. So there is a course that I can take that I looked up yesterday so I can get certified in residential electrical only, which would be way better for me. So I'm thinking about it, even though I don't really want to, but I'm thinking about it. If it's easy enough for me to do, I'll do it. But if there is some, I have to like ask my friend about it because there's a paragraph there that says if you've already been in the system and you've like done electrical and people, the inspectors know you and your name's in the inspection shit. I thought that was the way it was anyway. It's like if they already have proof that I've done electrical and they've passed it, it's like it's easier for me to get certified. I just have to like fill out some form and get like, quizzed on certain things, and then you get certified. You get one certificate, then once you get that, you can apply to get the residential or the commercial shit. Yeah. So I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure yet. I have to talk to my friend to see how easy it is. If it's easy enough for me to do and I don't have to spend hours in some classroom, because I really don't want to do that. I'd rather not. But it would be nice for me to get my residential electrical, because that way I can do like I can still do some pretty decent renovation jobs by myself. My auntie and uncle are doing a renovation next year, and I gave them a price for their job, and they're begging me to like go get certified so I can do the job. Cause you can't do the job unless you get it. Yeah, that's true, Dan. I mean, I can still do it, and it won't take me long because I know electrical shit, so the test should be easy for me. Like my auntie was saying, she was like, "Come on, Mark, you can do it. It should be a breeze to you. You've been doing it for 20 some years." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I just don't feel like that. Like I should. I should have to do that. That's fucking bullshit." But I mean, I wouldn't mind getting certified and making a good bit of money off my auntie and uncle doing their renovation, because the job's pretty straight. It's easy for me because I know how to do the residential stuff and I know how to read plans, and I don't really need too much help. All I need really is like somebody to help me part time, and I have my friend, he can help me, so it'll be all good. But we'll see. I have to talk to my friend on Monday. I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna talk to him and see what he says, because he's on the board. So he might be able to get me in. I saw his name and he's on the board. So yeah, I know. I know. So I mean, I have everything in my hands and I know I can do it. And I know that my friend, he's on, like I said, my friend, he's on the board and I've worked with him. We worked together. He's a good friend of mine. And I know he can get me in. Like, he can get me, like, everything I need to get certified. Because I don't want to be certified for commercial. I just want to do residential. Because it's easier for me. I don't want to do commercial shit. I hate that. Because everybody needs an electrician at their house. And the people who do the buildings and the warehouses and all that shit, you can have that shit. I don't want that. I ain't bending no metal pipes and doing all this bullshit. Then you got to go through all these inspections. And residential is a lot easier. See, it's easier electrical. And it's something that I love to do. I love to do residential shit. I'm not really a commercial electrician, even though I know how to do it. I actually done commercial electrical before I did residential. So like I was doing three phases and all that shit, big ass shit, big fucking panels and all this stuff and wiring them up. Because my friend first taught me commercial electrical, but I just don't want to do that part. I'd rather just get my residential shit just so I can do renovations because that's where there's good money for me and it's easier. So I don't have to hire somebody to bend pipes and do all that bullshit. And can't handle that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm thinking about it. I actually looked into it yesterday and saw the names on the list, and I'm like, this guy's got certification. He's dumb as a doornail. There's a guy on there I went army with, and I don't like him. And he's like, I heard that he sucks as an electrician and he's not that good. And when I saw his name there, I was shocked. And I was like, this jackass has got his certification. So if he can do it, I can definitely damn well do it. So when I saw his name, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to get my certification. But there's like a couple guys, like 8 guys that have residential only. And then there's like 20 guys who have both. So I'm like, well, if I can just get residential, I'll be happy. I'll be like, hell yeah. Because everybody wants renovations done and residential work. So that's what I specialize in. I ain't gonna have time for that other shit. So I'm gonna look into it and I feel like it's time, that I do it and just get it over and done with. And if they can do it, I can do it. And that'll be something that, I can be proud of and I can like, make good money. Yeah, exactly. He was an asshole in the army. I hated him, but I used to, but he speaks to me like and stuff. Like he speaks to me. He shakes my hand when he sees me. Like he's kind of like all that army shit's finished, been finished for years. So like you feel like oh my army, all the army guys I didn't like. We all speak now because we're all older and mature and stuff. We don't let that shit bother us no more. But deep in back of my mind, I'm like fuck you. I know what you did to me in the army, so go to hell. But you know, we're all older now. I don't really, hold grudges forever. Unless you're a piece of shit and I don't want to deal with you. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do it next week. I'm gonna go look into it, call my friend. I'm gonna try and get my best friend to do it too, cause he doesn't want to get certified. And I was like, look, man, if I do it, you gotta do it. Come on, man, let's do it together. He'll probably do it too. He swears down he doesn't want to. But I told him, I said, look, if I go, would you go? And he'll probably be like, fuck, man. All right, man, let's do it. I'll tell him, look, let's just get our residential one, because that's what we do. That's what we specialize in. I'm gonna try and convince him. And if he wants to go and do it with me, then that'll be better, because then we can both encourage each other to do it. Because he taught me like a lot about electrical. So I'm gonna call my friend first, and then because we all three of us know each other. So I think I'm gonna call the top guy first, ask him what I have to do, and if I feel like I can do it and get it over and done with, and then encourage our friend to do it too, then it's a win-win situation. So I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it. And see if I do my auntie and uncle's renovation, it'll be great because they told me that they won't be able to live in the house. Nobody's gonna be there. So once they start the renovation, they have to leave because the floor, it's a wooden floor that separates the top from the bottom. So they're taking the entire floor out and they're gonna concrete it. But see, they gotta board it up, and make form work, and then I put all the pipes in the actual slab. So it's gonna be easy for me. That's like that shit's beautiful because once I put everything in the deck, all I gotta do, right, is like chip out the wall and put the pipe in the wall and leave it there. And then once the slab's poured, I just gotta cut all the channels, put the boxes in, run the wires, put on the receptacles and the lights when everything's painted. That's like way down the road. And I gotta put in some pot lights in all the ceilings. That's easy. That's easy shit. So, man, good to go. It's really easy. I love doing it, and I think that I don't really like my auntie and uncle that live here, but they're like, they got money, and they told me they'd rather give me the money to do the job than somebody else. And I was like, because I can make a lot of money in a couple months just doing that job. And because they're not going to live there, it's better for me. Because if they're not living there, I can come early in the morning, do a lot of work, take a nice break, and then come back in the evening and just do like no noise, just do like little shit. And just like do like ceiling work and things like that. Run wires, make a little hole in the ceiling, not make too much noise, no jackhammer, no none of that shit. And I'll get that job done like that, though. Oh, hey, Tanya, what's up? You took truck camper to the dump, and I did good on that. But sometimes wrong with the water. Something's wrong with the water. It won't let me fill it. It just spews out, and Dave says it's slow on Monday. I'm gonna call the RV tech. Something's wrong with the water. What do you mean something's wrong with the water on what? Like on the camper, you mean? Oh, it won't fill up the water. And I know it's low. Oh, okay. I got you now. I need. Yeah, most likely that's probably what it is. Hopefully it's an easy fix. When you turn on the water pump, it keeps making racket, and it's not supposed to do that. Well, if you turn the water pump on and it's making all that noise, it could be like a bearing in the water pump that has to get fixed, or it could be the impeller. Depends on what type of pump it is. Oh, okay. So when you turn on the faucets, everything works. Oh, okay. It could have air in the line too if it's making noise. Because if you're getting like water, then it could be like, something wrong with the actual pump. Maybe it's not picking it up. Uh, well, let's hope it's nothing bad. It'll be fine. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's nothing bad. I'm good. Yeah, if everything works, then you should be fine. Let's check on my nephew real quick. He bought a frequent dumper card though. Oh, good. I mean, you can dump all that shit. All right, let me see what this boy's doing. Say goodnight to my nephew. It's getting late, so hopefully he's all right. Took my nephew to the dump to go. I mean, to the dump. Took him to the airport so he can go to the. You're talking about the damn dump, and I'm over here talking about the dump, dude. But yeah, I took my nephew to the airport and my sister, and they went to the UK. They arrived there in another two hours, I think. Oh, I would poop in the house too. Hell no, I would. If you could still use the house, then use it. Of course. Hell yeah. Why not? You could still use the house. It's not like they're renovating it right now. Still do what you gotta do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's normal. Dan says yes. I had to know. Oh, that's good, Tanya. I'm glad because you were worried about driving it. You take your time, and it all works out. That's good. See, good things happen. Good things happen. Can't believe how much time flies. It's absolutely nuts. Time just flies and flies and flies. I swear, like when I come on here and it's like midnight, it's like I feel like this time of day comes by so fast. It's insane. But I had a good day today though. It was nice. A lot of things went right. I'm just still trying to digest the fact that my nephew is going to college and he won't be back until December. Wow, can't believe it. All my nephews are getting older, going to college. It's some fucking crazy shit. Life is just like just trucking along. So I told my nephew on my way home that you guys are very lucky to have good communication nowadays. You know, you got video chat, social media, cell phones. And I told him, I said, do you know that when your auntie was in college many moons ago, that I would answer the phone sometimes at night and it would say, you have a collect call from, and we would say, do you accept? And then we would say, yes, of course, you know, we'll accept. So then my sister would talk to me, and then she would talk to her other sister, and would talk to my brother, my mom, my dad. And they were like, okay, that's enough. We can't talk for too long. Just 10, 15 minutes, because it's expensive to pay for this collect call from you guys. Blah, blah, blah. And that's it. No video chat, no nothing. No computer, no shit. So it's like I was telling him that he goes, "Oh, serious?" I said, "It was that long ago, you guys." I said, "No, we didn't have none of that shit." That's why now you don't really miss the person. I told him that you shouldn't be missing a person unless it's just physical, like missing them, you know, like giving them a hug and shit and all that type of stuff, and seeing them. But you could see them through the phone. I know it's not the same, but at least there's communication that way, and it's like all you need is Wi-Fi, you know. It's not like you gotta pay for a collect call every fucking time. So like I was trying to tell him that that's how it was back in the day. So he laughed. Sometimes I think you don't believe me. Hey Marilyn, Steve mentioned that in a short today he just turned 70. Oh yeah, yeah. I watched some of his stuff the other day. Marilyn, you said, is ES a Libra someone who would be helpful with getting my project accepted into the organization? Marilyn knows like everybody in the world. Marilyn's like, I'm gonna find somebody. She's like, almost. Excuse me. You'll be all right, Tanya. Keep the faith. Faith over fear. Okay? Faith over fear, Tanya. Keep saying it every day. Faith over fear. Remember what I told you yesterday. See how the truck was a dream to drive? What did I tell you yesterday? That when you go in the truck and you get in the camera, you go driving, Remember, Phil and Sky is right next to you. Co-pilots are right there. You'll be all right. Oh man. Let me see. All right. Marilyn wants to know this ES the name or something. Hmm. Well, they show up in the cards, so that's good. I got the Knight of Swords, so a Libra is Swords, so this is the person. Now, is he somebody who will be helpful getting the project accepted into the? I feel like he could, but he would. I mean, I feel like this person could do this, but they might be like, they might tell you, oh, I have to. I'm taking a risk here, trying to do this, but you better make sure you do with everything on your side or whatever, because he doesn't want no like. I feel like this person would do it, but they might be a pain in the ass doing it. They might be like, oh, well, if I do it, then, there's a chance it might not work, so don't condemn me. But I feel like this person will put the effort into trying and get it through. So I would say yes, it's a person that can help you. And I feel like they will if you ask, but like I don't see it like really, really happening, like, happening like for sure, for sure. It's like it's possible. I'm actually, Marilyn, you know what? I'm hearing that this person will be helpful with getting the project accepted, but the actual organization could be difficult, you know? Like, I feel like this person will do their part, but whether or not it's going to get accepted is another story. You see what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense in some type of way. But it's like I'm getting like a chance here, but it's also a risk and a chance. I feel like this person would do their part, but the organization has to do the other part. If this is two separate things, like it's one thing getting things accepted, and another thing, you know, the people accepting it. But I feel like this person, I feel like you should talk to them and see what they can do. And I feel like they could help you, but there's something else that they would have that is out of their control. See what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's weird, but I don't know. It's like it's almost like a risk. Like the person doesn't want to really risk too much to do it, but at the same time, I feel like you should ask them and see what they say. And if they give you like I don't know, maybe I can get it, I can forward it in, but I can't do anything after that. I can do my part, but they're gonna have to do their part, type of thing. Well, maybe that's it then. It's almost like I think he can help, but not all the way. You see what I mean? Yeah. So that kind of makes sense because I feel like he can help, but but it'll still like not be up to him, you know? Like I feel like he'll do his part, but I don't think that, the people are gonna be like, "Oh, cool, we know you. Oh yeah, we'll pass everything. We'll get everything organized. We're sure you're just so wonderful." I don't think that like they give a shit about what he wants or what he says. So that's the reality of it. So I think he can help, but not 100%. That's what I would say. Monique, thanks for the super chat. You said I have yet to find a tutorial on how to change the dollar amount. Yeah, I don't know. Some people like do it, some people don't. I don't know. Yeah, to him. Right. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like he'll do his part by presenting it to the organization because he can get it in faster for you, but whether or not the organization accepts it is another story. See what I mean? Like he'll tell you, "Yeah, I'll put it in for you," but he isn't gonna be like taking responsibility for who you are and what you want. Like he's gonna do the bare minimum, which will be him putting in the paperwork or whatever you want to do. So like he ain't gonna like go above and beyond for you. I don't get that. But if you can use him to get shit done, put it into the organization, then I would say go for it. Use him in a good way, not a bad way, but with him, I would say with this person, I would say try it because the cards are like saying that if you do ask him, he'll put it in there, but then it's out of his control because he don't run shit like that. But I would try it if I were you. You never know. If he can help in some way, it's good, right? Every little bit helps, like they say. Monique, I don't know what to tell you about that shit, but I don't know. I think it's an option or something that is on there. I have no idea, but I thought that when you send a super chat, they tell you how much to put in. So, well, I know in the United States, everything is fucking 99 this, 99 that. I don't know why they have to be so dopey and just round this shit off. Nobody wants pennies. Dumbasses. I just don't know why people just don't round shit off. Why the fuck it's gotta be 99 cents? Fuck is that shit? Really? Like a penny? I see pennies on the damn floor. Um, I would say yes. It's gonna improve. I feel like he's gonna make more effort. I got a man here, and if his father is alive, I think his father's like telling him, "Yo, you need to take care of your fucking kids. You need a older person and like a dad or a brother is telling him, hey, you need to communicate with your baby mama and your kids. Do that at least. Improve that sector of your life if nothing's going right. At least communicate. Make sure you got to do it because if you don't, if you discontinue your effort, then you're gonna put more disappointment in them now than ever. So I think somebody's trying to talk sense into him, whether or not he actually does it. I think he's mentally drained about it. But I feel like by the end of the month, I feel like there's going to be some type of improvement. Even if it's a little improvement, I see a little improvement. But it's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm calling you every fucking day. But I do see somebody like, telling him about himself and saying, hey, look, you got to do this, bro. This is your kids. Which most decent guys would tell an idiot to do that. But I kind of feel like if he's the type of person that shies off of communication with the kids and doesn't really say much to them, then I think he's going to continue that way. But he knows that he has to do something better in order for things to work out for him, you know? So that's what I get. What do you mean? No, it's a scale. What are you talking about? A scale. Oh, you're talking about the thing, yeah. You must be delayed, I guess. I don't know. When you guys super chat me, do you have an option where you punch in the numbers? Because apparently Monique's one doesn't do that. It just gives her a skill. I don't know. I remember super chatting somebody one time, and I punched in like $10 or whatever. So it works for me. So I don't know. It might be different for everybody. I have no idea. Whoever it is somebody older than him. So a man's encouraging him to do so. Oh, fuck. So yeah, that's what I would say. Maryland, yes, it does. Yeah. You can make it private so nobody can see it, but it'll probably always say your name, like the name that you have the account on. It shows the addresses for some people, but some people block it. Like I can block you from PayPal. You can block me from PayPal. You can block what people see. You can do a private thing. You have to go into the settings and do all that shit. But yeah, it definitely shows you like everything. You're welcome, Monique. But Marilyn, when you super chat me, Marilyn, right? You super chat me the exact what did you do earlier? Yeah, $5, right? You see how Monique sent me 4.99? She's saying she can't change that. She says that super chat has a scale. So see, look, I can put in the exact amount. Right. That's what I'm saying. So can I. That's why I don't understand why some people they just send the 4.99 like they're punching it in there. But there has to be an option. There has to be like bypassing the scale, so you can put whatever you want in there. because a lot of people send me like different amounts all the time. You know? Yeah, yeah. See, well, Marilyn just said that some people have super chat that will only let you do that. Yeah. So it's, I guess it's just the way yours is. It's all good. It don't matter. It's all good. Sometimes PayPal is the same thing. So I'll give you an example. I had to send money to this guy that's my DJ friend so he can buy me this song from this guy. So he says, "Where you two again?" I was like, "I'm in Bermuda." And he goes, "Oh, I don't think PayPal sends money to the." I say, "Yes, it does." I said, "I do it all the time. That's why I'm going to use my PayPal for you." So then I had to send him an extra like $25 to make up for the tax that I sent him. But when some people here will punch in $5 and they'll send it to me, but I'll only get 443 because they take the percentage off. And then some people send me $5 and the percentage doesn't get taken off because they send me extra, or they it's already included in like the tax thing. You know what I mean? Or certain states like don't have the tax thing, if that makes sense. Like, so some people when they do that, and even if you're in another country, like say if somebody from Canada sends me money, they have to send extra to make up for the difference because of the dollar rate. So it's all like, crazy shit. So sometimes when people send me a PayPal, it's 443. When you guys send me that super chat, it's 30% less. I get 30. YouTube takes 30% and I get 70%. So I only get like $4 out of that. See what I mean? So that's why like it's just the way it is. But then people say, "Oh well, Mark, you should put it like to $6 so you can get $5." And I'm like, look, it doesn't matter because it all pans out the same in the end. You know what I mean? It's like I tell people all the time, like some people give more, some people like it gives less. So it all balances out at the end of the day. And I don't really complain. If you get multiple readings, I don't really give a fuck. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like I tell people already, money don't mean shit to me. I'm not rich or anything, but money's never gonna be like the topic of my day. I give a fuck about no money. It's just the way I am. I've never been the type of person to really dwell too much on that shit. Let me see what you sent me here. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like Marilyn said, some people it shows different shit. So, like I said, I ain't worrying about it. It's not like I get the $5 from a super chat anyway. So, for every person that super chats, I don't look at you any different. Because people who PayPal me, I still lose money on there too. So it's not a big deal. If it was a big deal to me, then I put my price up. Well, not necessarily. I get the PayPal because I see a super chat doesn't go directly into my account. I have to accumulate over $100 to get a check every month. You see what I mean? So it's gonna take longer for me to get my super chat money than it will be to get PayPal. PayPal is instantly, and even if it take PayPal takes a couple days is not a whole month. You get paid monthly on here. So like the 23rd, 24th of every month, you get a check in your account. But that's only if you make more than $100, because they don't just send the money to your account unless it's over 100. So if I make like $130 or $140, I'll get 100 even. But see, they have to take their cut. You know what I mean? So PayPal to me is the easiest and best way to receive the money and receive more money. So anybody who PayPal's me, it's better for me because I make more money. So super chats take more money than me and takes longer to get. See what I mean? So, but I know some people hate PayPal and they don't want to deal with PayPal, and some people don't even have PayPal, so they use the super chat option. And I'm glad I have both, so that way people have an option to pay. And at the end of the day, if you're happy, I'm happy, and life goes on. You know what I mean? So PayPal only takes 5% away. So if somebody sends me $5, I'll get 443. So it'll take like 5%, which is 50 something cents. Whereas the super chat is way more than that. It's 30%. Let me see something here. Um, fuck's sake. Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can see something here real quick. See, even your Monique, even your like PayPal things, it never shows like the with you, it has like this different system on with you. Like you might have like your settings is just a certain way. It just says that on PayPal it says you sent me this, the money, but it doesn't show like how it does with everybody else. And like it shows different shit. Like whereas some people, right? Like it'll show like some people it said like for you it says you sent me $5. So for other people it'll say 443. See what I mean? Like I can't really like I mean I can show you guys. I'll just cover it up. See see the amount in the corner there? It says 443, right? It doesn't say $5. You got me? So some people, right? when they send it to me, they probably don't even realize it. Fuck. Fucking thing, man. Like I've explained this plenty of times. Like it says fee. So for instance, I'm on this thing right here. It says details. The amount sent was 5. The fee is 57 cents to transfer me the money. So I get 443. So you can send me $5, right? But when PayPal gives me the money, it's 443, right? Which is 5% or whatever it is. Now on here, if you send me $5, that's 30% off. So I'm probably gonna get like $4, like less than $4, like three something, like 339, I think it is. So you see what I mean? So it's like PayPal is way better. That's why, like you know, that's why I do what I do because that's why, like, I don't really care whether or not people do it or not or send it that way or not. It doesn't make a difference to me. But some people are like, what the fuck? So yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Monique, thanks for the donation. See, every time you send me money, it never shows the conversion. So it's something on your end that you're like not seeing the super chat thing. You're not seeing like you're not seeing the super chat amount for some reason. And even when you send me a PayPal like you just did, it never shows me like it says you sent me that money, but it doesn't show like the conversion or the fee. Like it's weird. Let me see if I press details. Like even when I press details, it won't tell me. Like if I unless like when it goes through. I have to check. Like your shit's pending, right? So you have two pending payments now, right? So when it goes through, I have to check and see like if it like took a fee out. Cause pay that's why a lot of people, get mad with PayPal and shit because some of it doesn't work and some of it does work, you know. But yeah, even if you pay it here, I'm not gonna get it for a month. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you do it through PayPal, it's easier. I get it with a couple days from your pending area, you know. But at the end of the day, like I say many times, it doesn't really matter. You know? It is what it is. If it was a problem, I fucking like be here reaping up and shit. The only reason why I'm talking about it because you bring it up about you can't change it. So see how Marilyn just did $6. See on her end, she could change it and put whatever she wants on it. See, whereas your thing doesn't allow it. So it's just a pain in the ass. But I don't want you guys to like. I don't want you guys to worry about that shit because I don't even mention that shit unless you guys talk about it. You know, you guys do whatever. Like, if you want to add more, you go right ahead. And like I said, I'm not gonna treat you different. And if that was the case, I would have been said something. But I just want to let you guys know how it works. That's all. You know what I mean? And people on here always tell me, "Oh, I should change your price." And blah. I'm like, "Look, man, I leave this shit alone. It don't bother me." Like, You know what I'm saying? If you personally feel like you want to do it and give me more to make up the difference, that's up to you totally. I don't really give a shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of person that's gonna be here like, oh, you gave me less, so fuck you. Like, you know? I answer everybody the same, pretty much. I'll give more to the people who I've known longer, obviously, and I've gotten way more readings than you guys. So that's probably why you see that from time to time. Yeah, that's all good. Don't worry about it. All right. So Monique, you said, and thanks for the super chat, Marilyn. I appreciate it. I'm gonna answer Monique and then I'll answer you. My nephew must be sleeping because he didn't answer my text. No, let me see. Just give me a second, guys. Let me see. It's not on there. Oh well. All right. Monique, let me see what I get for you, Monique. Well, I think things will improve as far as communication and being, at least, in a friend type of zone, in a friend type of way. As far as you guys like being together again or anything like that, I don't really see that by the end of the year. I feel like he'll make himself known that he wants to try, but then you guys will end up getting into arguments, being uncertain. I feel like you're gonna always feel like there's a woman involved around, and you might be able to resolve some issues, but not everything. And I feel like he'll always be friends with that other woman to a certain extent, or friends with other women. I think he's gonna compromise. I think there'll be a compromise between the both of you, but as far as getting back together, I get no from now to the end of the year. Improvements, I would say yes, with like communication and just talking on behalf of whatever you have to talk about. But I still see like him hiding things, him, you know, being uncertain about everything, arguments, things like that. Going back and forth, arguing, blabbing to each other. He might slander you, tell you things, you might slander him, and then that's why it's not gonna work. But I think for the kids' sake, it looks like you guys will, be friends in that way, or be like cool in that way. I think he might, at least offer to like try and be, in a better way, or like together, but I don't think that it's gonna work though. I just don't get it working like that. At least from now to the end of the year. I mean, that's what I keep getting is that I asked if he even wants you back, like, if he wants to like make things better. I don't get that he does. I think that you're always going to be the mother of his children, his wife, whatever, and then that's it. Because I don't see him like, I see him always being a problem, always causing obstacles, being dishonest, having issues, wasting money, being impatient, doing stupid actions, stupid things. Like, but you'll always be like someone special to him as far as like the mother of his children, wife, whatever, the person who he is with all this time. That's how he values you. But as far as like being together again and improving, I would say no. You gotta remember, if he did it once, he'll do it again. Can't really trust people like that. I honestly don't understand why you even want him back after what he's done. But that's up to you. I'm not judging you. I'm just talking like my personal experience. I would never want anybody. I'll take my kids and run. But you gotta do what you gotta do. If you feel like you can forgive and forget, that's up to you. Some people in the world do that. Not me though. Well, unfortunately, I mean, if you want to stay optimistic that he will, the cards ain't telling me that. But if you want to be optimistic with him and think he's gonna change, he might change for a month. He might change for a week. He might change for a year, but he's still gonna be the same person, you know. But if you want to be optimistic and think that it's gonna happen, then go right ahead. But you know, a lot of 90% of the time, and I'll say 90% of the time, people will not change. And the 10% are the ones that actually put in the work and actually have a good heart and a good soul to make their lives better because they knew they made a mistake. But we'll see. All right, Marilyn, you said, will LF ACAP be open to me writing the story of her life? Well, Marilyn, what I would say is that I feel like this person trusts you and thinks you're a good person, even though they don't really even if they don't really know you, they would think that you're a person that is a stranger with good intentions just by, looking at you and feeling you out and talking to you. If they do know you, then I would say that they look at you as someone that they can trust. But as far as you writing about their lives, they don't want that. So I don't think they want you to do that because they don't want people to know like the true story about them. And I think that they'll even if they do agree to do it one day, they're still gonna tell you some shit that's not really that true. What book really tells you the truth or life story? People always gonna leave shit out of it. They're not gonna tell you every damn thing. So I get this person would think that you're doing it to take advantage of them or vice versa, or they just don't really want to do any damage to their life by putting out, a story of their life. But like I said, I think that it won't, it's nothing against you. I just don't think that they would want their life story out there in a way where, you know, it will hurt them in some way. But it's weird though because I got another 50-50 reading here, whereas the person thinks that you're cool for asking or wanting to do it, and they trust you, and like they think it'll be okay, but they probably don't want to tell you everything about their life. You might tell them, oh, well, you should say this and you should say that in your life story because it's a good part people need to know. And the person be like, I can't really do this shit. Like, I don't want to put this in my life story, book or whatever. You know how people are. They're not going to tell every last thing, right? But I think this person, LF, is like someone who will be like, yeah, you could do it, but you're gonna have to like see what I feel like and what I don't want and I want. So I would, to be honest, I don't think they'll be open to writing the story of their life. I'm not getting that. It's not you. I just don't think they'll be open to writing the story for you to writing it. They don't have nothing against you. I just think they don't want their story written. And it could be because that's if somebody read that book and read that shit, they'd be like, oh, this is bullshit because I know her and she's lying. So then it's gonna make, you guys look a certain way. So I would say she's not open. They're not open to writing the story. But it's nothing against you. I swear I felt like I've told you that before, you know? And I think that's just the energy that you put off. Like people are like feel like they don't want to hurt you or they don't want to tell you no. And then I feel like on your side it's like I don't really want to bother these people, but what if I do? What's gonna happen? Like. Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember you asking me that before, and I got like pretty much the same thing. That's a pretty tough thing to do. People always ask me that. They say, Mark, you should write a book. I'm like, I ain't write no damn book. Because then people are gonna say I'm lying. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna allow it to happen. I don't think so. I don't get that happening. You know, I don't. But she doesn't have nothing against you though. I think it's just like her like not wanting to talk about her life. Right. Yeah. Well, if you make that clear to her that you just want to write positive things in her story, then maybe she'll change her mind or maybe she'll be like open to it. I guess you just have to ask her that. I would say if you really feel like you want to do it, Marilyn, don't hold yourself back. So maybe you can do that if that's my advice to you. Right, I understand that. And that's nice of you to ask permission. So, if I were you, I'm not, but if I were you, like I would say, and you really want to do this to honor her, tell her that. Say, look, I really want to honor you, but in a positive way. I want you to tell me like your life story, but for the positive things, we'll leave all the negative shit out or the things that you don't want to do, and we'll see where we can go from there, you know? And like promise her that you won't put any negative things in there if that's what's bothering her. Because every person in this world can write the good and the bad about their lives, right? But if they don't want the bad shit, then I would say just focus on the good shit, you know? Right. Like, does she have social media or anything like that? No. That sucks. Do you know where she lives? Okay. That sucks. That's probably why she's. That's why I probably got what I got. Okay. Yeah, that's probably why I got what I got. She's like, look, I'm 84. Fuck this. I ain't doing no damn life story shit around here. She's like, I want to die in peace. I ain't worried about that shit. But I would say keep trying, or like at least ask. I don't know. It's up to you. But either way, I don't get her wanting to do it. And if she's 84, I can totally understand why not. If I was that age, I'd be like, look, man, I ain't got no time for this shit. I'm gonna sleep. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And if you explain to her that that's what you want, if you get a chance to, then I'm sure, like, you leave, like, people want to leave like a good legacy or a good word about themselves, right? So you can probably do like an inspirational part of her life instead of the negative shit. You know? So it's up to you to find out, whether or not you can get a hold of her. And if you do, I would say just tell her what's on your mind, what you told me. That's what I would suggest. All right, Monique, I got your PayPal. Thanks. You said, all right, let's check. Right. Yeah. I mean, well, she's 84 now, so it shouldn't matter anymore. All that matters is if she's had some repentative uh energy towards God so he can accept her and into the spirit world. If not, he's gonna be like, oh well. That's totally on her. But she might. But I don't. From what the cards say, I don't think that she wants to do it. But it's totally up to you. It's worth a try if you want, if you can get a hold of her. Monique, I'm getting a yes on that. If you do go there, you would definitely find a job and you'll be fine. I got really good cards on that. I feel like it's more of your fear of like worrying about being having a job and being financially stable in it. But it tells me that you would. It tells me that you're gonna have to like reorganize certain things in order to get what you want, and you're putting the efforts to make it happen. You'll get the money and you'll get the progress, and life will be successful with the job that you find. It looks like you'll find enough balance. I think just like I told you the other day, when you initially get there, it's gonna be a task because you have to adapt. But after like a month or so, everything is gonna be like normal. It'll be fine. So, you know, it's always the initial startup of things. You have like a, you know, I feel like after 4 weeks to a month to like that, you'll be kind of like, you know, shit, you know, hope I can do this. Like you might have a little bit of fear. You might have a little like, you know, situations where, you know, you don't really get no help in the beginning. But afterwards, I get the Seven of Pentacles, and that tells me that that's progress, you know, success, getting money, you know, having everything you need. But you've got to put in the work. Obviously, you got to put like the results of your efforts is what this card means. So if you put in the work, you'll get and the effort, you'll get the results. But like I feel like you personally might feel that you might be like wishful thinking, like, yeah, okay, when I get there, like I'm gonna run this shit, like I'm gonna do everything, and then you might humble yourself and say, wait a minute, I gotta make sure I get this so that way I do get my, you know, this success, because I can't act like I'm somebody I'm not, you know. So like what I'm getting here is in the beginning, try not to like portray you're somebody you're not, or say you're gonna do all this shit knowing that you can't, right? So, you know, it could be like out of fear you feel that way. But after a while, everything looks good after that. Like you might feel like this is all like a fantasy or a dream, and like how did I get here? And now that I'm here, like what next? Like you might have like some like fear of knowing what the hell's gonna happen. But nobody really knows, because you gotta keep to it, right? You gotta stick to it. You know, nobody moves nowhere and just knows automatically what everything is. It's a process you have to go through, which I feel like you'll be fine after a while. So I got positive things on that. That shouldn't be a problem. And what I also see is like if you if you fear it, it will become your biggest fear. If you don't fear it and you just say, you know, I'm not gonna live amongst my means or do anything stupid. I have to get what I need and not what I want. So there's a difference. You get everything you need. But if you want those things and they say, no, no, I don't need that. I don't need that. I want it. So then you say, I have to get all my needs first. I need this, I need that, I need that. And then if you get to the point where you're saying to yourself, fuck, you know, I didn't really need that. I wanted it. You'll understand after that. So that way it doesn't become like a fear of financial loss or gains. Obviously use your common sense, you know. But it looks like it'll work. It looks like you'll be fine, which is good. All right, guys. I need to get out of here. It's like 1:15 in the morning. So I need to get my ass to sleep. And I need to check to see if my nephew shut off all the lights and he closed the door and everything else, which I'm sure he did, because I texted him and he didn't answer me, so he must be asleep. He's had a long day. So I swear I hear rain. Is that rain or is that like my air conditioner or something? Let me see what the fuck's going on here. Man, there's rain around, but I don't see it. It's not touching us right now. But there is some rain around. All right. All right, Monique, Marilyn, and anybody else in here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good weekend and a good Sunday. I should be here in the afternoon at some point in time. I'm gonna go have lunch with my mom and dad tomorrow, and I might go play golf with my nephew in the afternoon. So, and then after that, I'll probably come on here, depending on the weather. If it rains, I'll probably come on here because I won't be able to play golf with my nephew. But we might hang out tomorrow and go to the golf course if the weather's good. I don't really like playing golf, but I'll do it for him though. I'll go. I'll just drive the car and he can just hit balls around and shit. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Thanks.